Good morning. Welcome to Daily Focus, and I hope that you're having a great day. I hear Michigan might get some snow tonight and tomorrow and into Thursday, and that'll be exciting since I'm supposed to fly in tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock. I hope that I'm ahead of that snow and it doesn't affect my flight. But I'm down here at Bob Jones at a pastor's conference, and as is the case with most pastors' conferences, we act like we're still in college or like family on a family vacation. You stay up way too late telling stories and catching up and laughing and carrying on, and you still have to get up the next day. But it's just fun, and it's great to catch up with a lot of friends and to meet some new ones, to be able to share life experiences and to be able to encourage one another in the Lord. Well, we are in Psalm chapter 11, and God's word says, "In the Lord put I my trust. How say ye to my soul, flee as a bird to your mountain? For lo, the wicked bend their bows, they make ready their arrows upon the string, that they may privately shoot at the upright in heart. If the foundations be destroyed, what can the righteous do? The Lord is in his holy temple. The Lord's throne is in heaven. His eyes behold, his eyelids try the children of men. The Lord trieth the righteous, but the wicked and him that loveth violence, his soul hateth. Upon the wicked he shall rain snares, fire, and brimstone, and a horrible tempest. This shall be the portion of their cup. For the righteous Lord loveth righteousness, his countenance doth behold the upright." Well, God is teaching us that a couple of things here. Number one, we have a responsibility to firm up the foundations. Um, if the foundations be destroyed, what shall the righteous do? And we have to make sure that we have foundations to our belief system, and that foundation to the belief system is who is God, and standing upon what we know to be true about God. We don't interpret our circumstances. We don't interpret God in light of our circumstances, and we don't let them play with our mind. For instance, when things that are difficult or things that are hard come into our life, the devil says God doesn't love you, and God doesn't care, God isn't involved, God isn't able, God isn't doesn't really care what happens to you, and he's browbeating us with all of this nonsense. But our circumstances do not interpret God. We let our circumstances be interpreted in light of what we know to be true about God. And so when my circumstances are tough or difficult or disappointing or discouraging, I know what is true about God. And I let what is true about God be applied to the circumstance. I cannot let the circumstance interpret what I believe to be true about God. I find that in his word. And those are the very basics of the foundation. When you have not settled who God is, I've encouraged my people, I was encouraged by Doc O, many of you have, to do a biography of God from the Psalms. In other words, just write down everything that God describes himself to be in the Psalms, and figure out how many things he says about himself, where he says it, catalog it. It is a great devotional experience. But when we are looking at this foundations issue, it's the same thing about every part of life. For instance, what is the foundation to your marriage? What is the foundation to your parenting? What is the foundation to your service? We have to establish what is it that God says must be the foundation. And every one of these will come back to the character and person of God. And so we have to stand there. And the question in the very first verse is, in the Lord I put my trust. I'm going to put my trust in the Lord. It doesn't matter what everyone says to me. It doesn't matter what people are screaming. Just make like a bird and fly into the mountain. Just get away and do your own thing, and just escape out of the difficulties. No, the psalmist said, no, it's then I'm going to put my trust in the Lord. And he's going to deal with the unrighteous. I mean, his eyes behold, his eyelids try the children of men. He's in control, and he is very aware of everything evil people are doing. And it's a very disturbing verse where it says that that God's anger, that his let me see it in verse number 6. It says, upon the wicked, he, God, shall rain snares, fires, brimstones, and a horrible tempest. This shall be the portion of their cup, because the wicked and those that hate violence doth God's soul hate. In other words, the very core of God is intolerant of evil and sin. He is so the opposite of sin. He cannot deal with the pollution and the filth of that which violates his purity and his holiness. He is separate from it. And lean not unto my own understanding, but in all my ways acknowledge him, and he will direct my paths. Be not wise in your own eyes. Fear the Lord and depart from evil. Boy, we have a responsibility in every